We are going to solve question 2 using English. You know, earlier on we have told you that the essence of introducing the English version of this tutorial is for the senator being the chairman, Senate Committee, National Security and Intelligence, Federal Republic of Nigeria. As far as that office is concerned, he's not representing Bauchi State alone, he's representing the entire Nigeria. That is why we introduced the English version of this tutorial such that it will cut across national and international boundaries. If this tutorial reaches you, if you enjoy it, you should appreciate the effort of Senator Shehu Buba Umar, the senator representing Bauchi South Senatorial District. Thank you. The question 2 said the fourth and seventh term of a geometric progression are 8 and 64/7 respectively. Find the common ratio, which is R, and the first term, which is A. Now, what we mean is, if you have it like this, the first thing that is supposed to come into your mind when you are given a question in mathematics, you should first of all try to know which topic that question actually comes from. And we have successfully known that this question comes from geometric progression. Yes, since you have known the topic which the question comes from, what is left for you again is to know the guiding rules governing that particular topic. And the rule governing geometric progression is to know the formula for computing the nth term of a geometric progression, which is this formula. The nth term of a geometric progression is a r raised to power n minus 1, where n is number of term, a is the first term in the series, r is common ratio, n stands for number of term, then you minus 1. What we mean by common ratio is, what do you mean by common ratio? If in the series of 2, 4, 8, 16, if you say 16 divided by 8, the answer is 2. 8 divided by 4 will still give you 2. 4 divided by 2 will still give you 2. Therefore, the common ratio is the same. The ratio between them is the same. That is the divisible value between the series is the same. That is the common ratio. And in the series again, the number that came first is 2. That is the first term. Okay. For the fourth term, we say the fourth term is what? 8. Therefore, AR, you don't know AR because our value of interest, common ratio and first term. AR raised to power 4 minus 1. Number of term is 4. 4 minus 1, 1, which is equals to 8 based on the statement that appear in the question. 4 minus our A remain A, our R remain R. But when you remove 1 from 4, it will give you 3 equals to 8. This is the short form of this equation. AR raised to power 3 equals to 8. We name the equation 1. And the seventh term, AR raised to power 7 minus 1, the same as we did to fourth term, is equals to 64/7 based on the 64/7 that we have here. We shorten it as AR raised to power 6 because 7 minus 1 is 6 is equals to 64/27. Equation number 2. If you notice this equation very well, it has even no simultaneous equation. Please, my people, if you want to understand mathematics very well, you should know your simultaneous equation very well. We are going to introduce a class strictly on simultaneous equation, because when mathematicians want to complicate equations, they introduce multiple unknown, and the equation that suitably solve multiple unknown variables is simultaneous equation. Look at it now. AP and GP is not simultaneous equation, but they formulate it to make it simultaneous. We are going to compute A and R. If you have AR raised to power 3 equals to 8 equation 1, AR raised to power 6 equals to 64/7 equation 2. To simplify it, you use index notation, index formula. If you have AR raised to power 3, AR raised to power this, you take the divisible value. Therefore, we say divide equation 2 by equation 1. The right hand side of equation 2 is AR raised to power 6. We now put AR raised to power 6. Divide by the right hand side of equation 1 is AR raised to power 3. We divide 3 by 8. Equal to the right hand side of equation 2, 64/7, 64/7. Divide by the right hand side of equation 1 is 8 divided by 8. A cancel A has been eliminated. R raised to power 3, R raised to power 6 is equivalent to R raised to power 6 minus 3, which is 6 minus 3 is now R raised to power 3. This 64/27 is equivalent to 64/27 divided by 8/1. If you introduce the knowledge of flipping, you are going to have 27 times 8. Therefore, we are going to have 64 divided by 8 times 27. 64 all over 8 times 27 is 216. Therefore, you are going to have r raised to power 3 as it is here. R raised to power 3 will be equals to 64 divided by 216. Now, if you want to understand this thing very well, remember if x squared equals to 25, x without square is equals to square root of 25. If you understand it very well, the same thing applies to this. R cube is equal to 64 over 216. R without cube will be the cube root of 64 all over 216. And if you press the cube root of 64 over 216, your R will be equal to 0.6. And we have successfully obtained the value of R. Since we have successfully obtained the value of R, we want to compute for the value of A now. If you are computing for the value of A, you pick any of these equations, either equation 1 or equation 2. If you simplify it, it will give you an A. Preferably, in this class, you are using equation 1. You can use equation 2 on your own. A r raised to power 3 equals to 8 is what equation 1 says. A r raised to power 3 equals to 8. But remember, A, we don't know A. It continues answering its name as A. But R, we have computed the value of R. We have now known our R to be 0.6. In place of R now we put 0.6. But our R carry cube, that is power 3. We put power 3 equals to 8. Therefore, A open bracket 0.6 power 3 equals to A. Our targeted value is A. Therefore, we divide both sides by this to be left with A only. This divide by this cancel this. Our A comes down. This divide by 0.6, it gives us what we want. If you go on like that, you are going to have your solution. 8 all over 0.6 cube is equals to A all over 0.6 times 0.6 times 0.6. If you take it, you press your calculator very well. In our Hausa version, I say you should press it to get your answer. But for the English version, if you have gotten your A to be 27, means your solution is correct. But if your A is not equal to 27, look for where the problem is and sort it out. This is the English version of question 2A. Before we go to question 2B in our next meeting. Thank you.